Back to the tutorial series on how to use FreeCAD. We are gradually getting closer to the end of our series. Right now, what I want to show you how to do is how to do section lines or sectioning, both simple and complex sections. So we used this in the previous video, and I'm not going to be recreating it to make this video short. So I'm just going to delete this view. I'm going to come here to delete it. Yes, so I'm going to put this view at the center, right? And in the previous video, you would remember that we talked about center lines, and you can easily change the style of the center lines by double clicking on it and changing what it is here. So I'm just going to press cancel. I said that in case yours does not look exactly like this, so that you know that okay, you can do that. What I want to do is to create a section. If you are in engineering, you probably know what a section is, but in case you don't, a section is like me cutting through this part like this and then showing maybe this side or this view of it or this view of it. So very quickly I will show you what that looks like. So a simple section is really easy to do in FreeCAD, and this is how you do it. This is called the section tool, and simply you click on it and it says select at least one draw view path as base for the object. So moral lesson, you have to click on the path on the view that you want to section first. So I've clicked on the front view, and then I now go on to click on it. So it is when I click on it that it brings out this side view here on the task pane. Yours may not be here, it may be elsewhere. And in case you are not seeing the task or the model pane, you can easily go to view, come down to your panels, and then make sure that task is selected and model is selected as well. In case yours is maybe like this, I'm scattering it. Okay, so let's see. In case yours is like this, where model is here and task is here, and you want it to be by the side too, the simple thing to do is just to drag your task out like that and then bring it to wherever you want it to be. So I usually like it to be by my side like that, because I usually like to see both my model and my task view at the same time. So yes, that said, now we want to create a section for this part, and we've already clicked on section 2, and this is what we have now. So it is saying that we should select the current view direction. So in case I want to select this like this, and then if I click on update now, it automatically generates that section for me. So let me just bring that and put it, let me move the base view so that we can see things more clearly, and then let me move the section. So this is the sectional view, and I would explain this now. Let me put it under here just for the purpose of explanation. So you see this section view is like us cutting through. You can see where these arrows are. There's one here and then there's one on this other end. So it is like us cutting through this object in the direction of the arrow. So we cut through it and we look in the direction of the arrow. And what do we see? We actually see something like this top view here, but we've cut through it. So in engineering, by convention, any part that we actually cut through, like any part of the object that is cut, will be arched. So basically like this, any part of the object that is cut will be arched, and any part of the object that we are looking at. So for instance, we cut through this, the cutting plane or the cutting line goes through this part, so that will be arched, but there is nothing to go through here. What we are seeing will just be the walls of this circle here, so it will be plain. That's why this is plain here. And then you see that we cut through this entire part again, so that will be arched. Then this will be plain, then we cut through this entire thing and that will be arched, and so on and so forth. So we have our sectional view here very simply, and you can turn on live updates. Live updates is just if you adjust the sectional view, it will adjust it as you are adjusting it. So then the next thing I want to talk about is the identifier. Usually in engineering we have an identifier for our section view. So here I'm just going to type in A, and you're going to see what that is going to do. So you see A. So it's also going to say yes, section A. That's just how it is. So usually there's an identifier for every section, for every sectional view. I have changed this. I'm not supposed to change this. I'm going to take it back to 90 degrees. But this view direction, you can see what happens. This is at 75 degrees, although I changed it by mistake, but it's a good learning experience. So this is at 75 degrees, and you would notice that at 75 degrees it cuts through this, so that is this here, and then it cuts through this as well, that is this here. Sometimes on sectional views you don't want to show let me put it back at 90. Yes, so sometimes on sectional views you really don't want to show like hidden details, so you already know how to do that. You click on your sectional view and then go down to HLR parameters, and you want to click on false so that hidden details don't show up. You just want to see only what is visible. Most times in sectional views you don't want to show hidden details. So that is how to do a very simple section. Now let me click OK, and I believe that you understand this now. Now I'm going to delete this section and I'm going to create a complex section. So what do I mean by a complex section? A complex section is a section that is not simple, if I put it like that. So let me put this drop down. You see the section view, there's a drop down beside it. So we have the normal section and then we have the complex section. So let me try to do the complex section so that you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to delete this section view first so that we have our base part like that. So what I want for my complex section would be, I want a section that goes through like this from here to here in the middle, and then let's see. Okay, let me do something like an half section, but not really, just for learning purpose really. So it's going to come from here to here like this, but let's go all the way to the center here, and it's going to stop at the center. So just a straight line, right? Just a straight line. It's going to stop at the center, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So you go back to your part here like we have it here, and you are going to draw a complex section. You need a line on a plane. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to draw a line on this plane, on this face. So I'm going to create sketch. Just go back to my part design, and I'm going to create a sketch on this face here. And my sketch, I'm going to put a line. Where is the line to? Yes, line to. So I'm just going to put a line across like this, and I don't really need to dimension it, but you know me by now, I really like things to be fully constrained, so I'll just dimension it, let's say 60, and click OK. So I know this still looks simple, but it is a complex section because it's just going partially through the path. And then I go back to my page, right? After going back to my page, I'll remember to change this back to Tech Draw Workbench so that I can see my tools. And then I will say, you see that in the model tree view, I still have all these things here, and I have the sketch here that I drew my line on. So I'm going to click on that sketch, and I'm going to click on my, like, the face that I want that section to be on. So in this case, that's the front. So I'm going to click on that sketch and control. I'm going to hit the command button or the control button, and I'm going to click on the front view. And I'm going to click this drop down and click on complex section. So it does all of that, and I just need to set a direction now. So I set this direction. Let's see. So you see that exactly. So it sections it. So that is the half section. So let me use B for the identifier. Let me update it. So you see section B. So that goes from here to the center, and you can see that also happens here. So I really don't want the hidden lines to be showing, like I told you earlier in my sectional view. So exactly. So it cuts through this part, yes. So this is arched, and then I can see the entire inside here. It doesn't need to be arched. Then it cuts through this part here again, and this is arched, and then it ends here. on this line. So that's what this line indicates. And I'm just going to click on OK, and that's it. That's really it. That's how to create complex sections. So now your sections can be as complex as you make the line to be. So let me go back to that sketch now and edit that line, or just basically add to that line. So let me click on polyline, and then I'm going to click here, click something like this, and perhaps go this way. That's it. Just press escape, and then you know me, I like things to be dimensioned, and I let's say that is 60, and let's use 20 for this. It really doesn't matter what it is. It just has to look like my cutting plane. So I click close, right? Let's go back to the page, and you see that has extended. So this is B now. So that is my complex section for you. This is how to create simple and complex sections in FreeCAD. We are gradually running to the end of our tutorial series. There's still a lot to learn in FreeCAD, and I hope to create another series in the future. But for now, I hope that you've learned a lot so far. I believe that we only have about 2 videos or thereabout left. One of it, I just want to use it to show you tangency, how to make parts tangent to each other, and not parts, sketches and all of that. And then the final one may just be my farewell message for this course, but I'm definitely going to be creating another course in the future for FreeCAD, because there's still a lot to be learned, but I want to keep these things as simple as possible. So thank you so much for joining me so far on this series. I will see you in the next video where we'll discuss tangency with real problems. Thank you. See you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Bye bye.